And in the words of the great Bonnie Tyler, he's got to be sure, and it's got to be soon, and he's got to be larger than life. I need a hero. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest installment of the Gloves Off podcast, your one-stop shop for all things Super Smash Brothers. And after a week hiatus, I am, as always, Master Hand Games Koopa. And joining me, as always, back from across the pond this week, is the Shrek to my donkey. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like it.
So it's Chris back from, like I said, he spent the week in Europe. So hope you're doing good, pal.
Yeah, man. So my data was limited, so this is a particularly fun episode because you could talk to me like a very casual Smash fan who has just seen a lot of tweets about how the character is super broken, and then some tournament tweet. Yeah, dude, I've just seen like bits of Twitter, and that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, you're
So
the
you can
guy in the
educate
stock.
me. Yes.
You're the guy in the stock photo wicking you up from the coma meme.
Yes.
And we're just in the blanks. And we gotta fill Chris in, let him down nicely, let him know what happened while he was gone. And to join us today are two of we're gonna have quite the panel today. We're gonna start, one gentleman already made himself known by screaming in a Dota match. It's Hazmat.
Yeah. What's up, guys? You got about 30 to 35% of my attention for this week's episode until we finish this game. But we're on a good comeback. It's 16 to 23. We were down 3 to 18 before, so it's really looking good for the boys.
Really had us in the first half.
They really did. Oh, I'm gonna drop that after we win. Duh. Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for having me.
And then again, joining us as always, it's everybody's favorite sports time radio caller. It's Frank in the car, aka Hangman. What's up, man?
How's it going, fellas? Long time caller, first time. Nice to be around.
Actually, I like that so much. I think it's so good. It sounds awesome.
Frank's everybody kind of has their niches here. Like Rickles was the first friend of the podcast, and Frank's niche is just he's the everyman.
It's Frank in the car.
Yeah,
Frank in the car, man.
He's the blue collared podcast co-host.
Oh yeah.
Frank from the car, calling from New York. Happy to get
first
through
time, long time.
Listen to you guys every day. Huge fan.
It's so good, man. So yeah, it's been it's been quite the thing. So the last time you guys heard from us, we were recapping Low Tier City. We previewed Defend the North, and then Chris went away on a little vacation. And while Chris was gone, a lot of stuff happened. As you can see from, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see in the layout. Obviously, the big story we're going to lead off with is the latest addition to the cast. It's what, the 78th character? I think. Is that correct? When am I saying that?
Give me a quick check on that one. There's a lot of these guys around these days.
Yeah, I think it depends which guys you count. But in either case, it's a new addition, and all I've seen is basically Twitter blow up about banning the character. But that happened before the character was released. From what I saw.
Yes.
So before we get there, obviously there's a little bit of recap, just a little bit of context to give to people. So they kind of went about announcing Hero in the same break through the wall fashion as he did Joker, whereas Joker's 15-minute video explaining everything kind of just popped up. Sakurai made an announcement, I think it was on Monday or sometime last week, where he was going to do a 22-minute showcase of the character himself. And they did that. That went up on Tuesday, around 9 o'clock Eastern time.
On a Tuesday.
Yeah, seriously. So it was a 22-minute video showcasing Hero. It went very in depth on the kind of the importance of Dragon Quest as an RPG, as a JRPG series, as well as focusing on the voice actors, because apparently that's a big deal in Japan, which I learned in context afterwards.
That was definitely some mixtape filler right there for sure. They were like, we got 22 minutes. Let's talk about the voice actors for 6.5.
Yeah,
for real though.
Yeah, that's like the sizzle reel come to life. But yeah, we got a good look at Hero, and the big announcement at the end, obviously, being that the character pretty much shadow dropped. They're this character comes out today, and Twitter was kind of a roar. So obviously the big thing is that Hero is unlike any sort of a character we've ever seen in Smash. I'm not gonna say in fighting games, because this sort of archetype character has existed in other fighting games, and that's why I'm glad I have other I'm actually really glad that Frank is here today because Frank is like one of the he's a fighting game aficionado and a big fan of some of these random characters, like I am. So let's get it off the gates. So first impressions of anybody that's played Hero. What do you guys think?
He's stupid, bro. He is. Like, so I played as him for a while on just like online. I actually ran into Lade on Wi-Fi, like randomly. We're both doing Hero on Elite, and we ran into each other. And like, there is no such thing as a lead against this hero. Like, it just doesn't exist. It's crazy. It's so dumb, dude. Like, I don't know. He's kind of crazy. Like, his special moves are nuts. Like his neutral B can kind of like if you're someone who struggles in bracket right now, like you go 1-2-2-2, something you're trying to improve at, just pick hero, work on your neutral B game. You charge it, it does like 40 for no reason, and then it also kills. So that move is ridiculous. Like you don't need to know a lot about the character, but if you can do that, you're in a good spot.
So I just got one. I got one question for sure, and I know. I still want to hear what Frank has to say. I really want to know why Hose is so mad. All I see is something about Hose being mad, and then I see explosions.
Well, so Hose got plenty of reason to be mad. I think people are a little too mad, but there are legitimate reasons left and right why people should be aggravated with Hero. In the grand scheme of things, I feel like the character's going to be all right. I don't see him ever being like a middle of the pack character, and I don't see him getting like. I don't see the red carpet being rolled out anytime soon for Hero. I feel like he's got to work for a lot when it comes to fighting in neutral. But as Has brought up, his spells are definitely what set him apart. And his neutral and side specials, what are they? The frizzle line and the tap line, those need to be focused on more. I feel like everyone's too hooked up on the command list and not focusing on the stuff that's always available, and especially the one that could be stored. Because I feel like that's the stuff that's going to really make Hero dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, you pretty much just hit on the nose for me. Like, there's a lot about this character. It's very, like, if you're in a casual sense, this character plays very true to, like, classic JRPG, like, tropes and stuff like that. Like, the critical hits you can get. I love the little sound effects that Hero makes. Like, if he doesn't have enough MP to do something, like that's I've only played like a handful of Dragon Quest games out of just like sheer casualness. So that noise rang very, it was a little very nostalgic. It's very clear that like they put a lot of time and work into these characters, like they do with a lot of the guest characters. But like RNG has always been a thing in Super Smash Brothers and fighting games, but like to the extent that this character has it, it's just a little overwhelming. And obviously, like, I agree with you guys. Where, like, obviously, you look at it on paper, like, it's not as, I think, terrifying as everybody made it out to be when the video went up. Because everybody was just like, oh, sweet God, like, we just burn the whole thing down to the ground while we still can. And obviously, like, the command list, I think you have access to, like, 17 different specials or something like that. And they're all randomly generated, which is obviously, like, super scary. It's RNG within RNG, and it's, like... It's just like it's so fucking scary, but I agree that like, the character shines in his specials. Like his normals are incredibly lackluster. Like Sakurai like painted it in a way in the video. I don't remember the language he used, but he basically used like the gentle terms of being, this character's slow as dog shit, but he can like electrocute you and like throw fire at you from half the stage at just 40%, and also have a move that can turn him invisible and giant, and sometimes maybe both. I don't know. This game's fucking crazy. So
yeah, Hocus Pocus is hilarious.
Like I just like number one, these onomatopoeia ass names are fucking hilarious. That's like one of my favorite things about Dragon Quest. Like I can't wait to keep a straight face on commentary when I gotta like when somebody's like someone does down throw to thwack, and I gotta like keep a straight face by doing
that. Was the first thing I thought of was all of us, like all the commentators, and it's like, damn, I really hope the expectations for commentating this character are like pretty low, because I am, I'm not committing to all those moves.
Everyone, we're gonna have to know crackle slash, clang, snooze. I'm not even making these up. These are the actual
real. This is all real.
My favorite one is Hatchet Man.
If you guys get more than one wrong and I'm watching this on YouTube, I'm gonna make a comment. So don't make sure you know your stuff. Okay?
But it's like the most ridiculous thing in his kit. Like, everyone's been talking about Whack and Thwack, which, with all reason, they should. But no one's going to mention that Hatchet Man has one of the highest percentages of being in the menu, deals 35, and it'll crit, and it will just kill it like 50.
Here,
Yeah, I main Hatchet Man.
let's read
really
them
weird.
off. So as you mentioned, there is there's a list in which case
We
there's
should.
the-
I wish instead you came up with a list of like half you made up, like you just made up names and moves and you quizzed us.
Damn.
Like that would be really fun.
Yeah, we could still
Like you-
okay. How about this? It's still pretty early in this episode, so I'm gonna really read them
Okay.
fast, and they all sound ridiculous. Then at the end of the episode, we'll do the same thing, but I'll throw in some ones that don't actually go on the list.
Okay.
So here we go. Listen close. You got oomph. You got psych up. You got bounce, heal, flame slash, cack rackle slash, accelerate rattle, kaboom,
Snap,
snooze, hatchet man, thwack, zoom, cacklang. Oh geez, kaklang, I guess. Metal slash, hocus pocus, magic burst, and kamikaze. So you got all that. That's
those
good.
those last couple, especially burst. That is the one that everyone's talking about. It is ridiculous. One of the ones that everyone is talking about.
I've seen the clips. I have seen the clips.
It's ridiculous.
I'm actually gonna find that one by Nairo in particular.
That's the one of the moves he has where I'm like, there in some circumstances there's just no counterplay. Like there's nothing you can do. Like it just is what it is. It's just happening.
Hatchet Man, take me by the hand.
You do love Hatchet Man. I don't know why, because it's definitely, to me, it's one of the lackluster ones in there. Like it's like fine or whatever. It's pretty cool, but like I don't know, man. You fell in love with that move, and it's definitely not the one I fell in love with.
Well, I looked into the lore of the move. Apparently, in terms of Dragon Quest, it's a move that like it either critical hits or it doesn't do anything. So it's like an all or nothing like attack move or something like that.
It's like the character. Wrong. It's like the character's the spirit of the character itself.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this character, I think, commentary colleague, the artist formerly known as Nursemaid, Edmund, made a tweet today, citing back to an interview that Sakurai did years ago, where he wanted like the competitive fields to feel like balanced, and he wanted people to walk away being like, like I might not have win, but I had a good time. And I feel like this character just kind of embodies that spirit for Sakurai, where he literally just took a mini game and like put it in the Smash. Like I always said for years that if they put Waluigi in Smash, that his down B would be chance time, and it would be the most broken move in Smash history. And
well, there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is obviously like a hotter topic of discussion because this is the second time that Nintendo released a DLC character and a brand new update patch on the heels of two, not just one major tournament, two major tournaments in back-to-back weekends. One of which all four of us in the call are actually going to be at. Cough, cough. But it's just like the timing is just. I feel bad for every tournament organizer ever. Like number one for the folks going to Evo this weekend because they have to, keep all the switches for the tournament like under a watchful eye to make sure that they don't accidentally update and the whole thing goes to shit. And it's SmashCon announced that that this patch and Hero are going to be legal for the tournament. So I wanted to open up the field for discussion. I know it's a little bit too like.
Oh yeah, we haven't even gotten to the 4.0 update.
Well, yeah, because I would say right off the bat, I think there's a big issue with people's and we've seen this even in stageless picks, which I don't think anyone here is going to argue that like stages have to be a certain way for basically the competitive integrity of the game, right? So now you have a character where he can kill at 0 and die at 0 respectively on the random, and that is anything but consistent. So I would say that that's been the biggest issue even from the get-go. So now you have probably one of the biggest tournaments of the year in SmashCon. I mean, SmashCon's massive, thousands of people.
Of the summer, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of the flagship summer tournaments. So.
Yeah. And
Evo and SmashCon in China, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I don't know. It's like I know like FGC protocol is like a patch has to be up within 2 weeks, for people to like, for it to be like legal. So like I don't know how you guys feel about it being like I'm fine with them playing with the patch because this patch honestly not bad. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of small, honestly, but yeah, like they made some good changes. Ridley's really cool now. The Pokemon trainer changes are going to be really neat, actually. I think so. I got some feelings about the patch notes. Yeah.
I'm only concerned about one character. Everyone else, I think, got very nice adjustments, but one character scares me in particular.
Isabel.
Oh, no, Mewtwo.
Oh, it's just true.
So, I recently saw a hitbox visualization. I think it was tweeted out by Mishima, one of the data miners / visualizers. And the change to the hurtbox on Mewtwo's tail isn't too great, but it makes such a difference in the character alongside the other changes that I think Mewtwo is going to see a very swift rise in viability. I don't think it's going to be super crazy, but people that have like had the character lying in wait, I think can pop him out, and I think SmashCon might be the tournament for that.
That's good.
Isn't it funny how it's 2 games in a row where Mewtwo is kind of the GOAT, and then a patch comes up, and all of a sudden Abadango gets first place? Abadango's gonna win SmashCon. Don't at me.
Where was the oh, he did that. It was a glitch that he did the first time we saw the footstool.
It was Pound.
That's right. I knew it was one of those MDVA tournaments. Yeah.
That was a fun fact. That was also the same breakout tournament for Mr. Tyler Mars, aka Mars.
Yeah, because I saw that clip a million times and it was always on Mars. Because that was the first time everybody saw the footstool disable.
Yeah. So obviously, I think playing with the patch is fine because I think there's nothing like super earth-shattering, like outside of like the few characters that did get the love that they so rightfully deserved, like
Mewtwo, yeah,
Ridley and Mewtwo, obviously.
Ridley,
yeah, they
Corrin got buffed to the praise of
Corrin got baby buffs. I don't really know what they're trying to accomplish with her, but I mean the recovery buff is nice, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like enough to me, but maybe I'll be proven wrong.
Yeah, so what I've noticed in these patches is a pattern of kind of slow tweaks. Like what they'll do is they'll change one fundamental thing that might go to several characters. Like they did the whole like the shields being a little stronger or mostly like weakening attacks on shields. And then this one I've noticed they did the thing where characters that have like a down air where they fall quickly. Like like they got rid of that. I've noted, and then aside from that, just took some other characters like Ridley, as you already mentioned, Pitt, guys that are kind of like run of the mill, possibly even low tier, and they just do things that are like kind of give them something viable. Like Pitt's back air is now sped up, his down smash has higher knockback, and it's pretty noticeable. His frame is a little quick, or I'm sorry, his jab's a little bit quicker. So I've noticed that, and they've kind of just been slowly kind of chipping away at these things. Even like Piranha Plant this patch, nothing crazy, but just a few things. And that is sort of, to me, encouraging because it feels like they're actually trying to balance the game versus just like doing something extreme. But there is something that I saw that was pretty significant, possibly not all that significant, but Pokemon Trainer, Ivysaur a little bit nerfed, Charizard otherwise buffed.
Yeah, Charizard is like a machine now.
I think
it's
they like
fucking horrifying.
I think they like crunched the numbers. Yeah, I think they crunched the numbers on like the percentage of time the Pokemon were getting used, and they were like Ivysaur's at like a solid 65 and Charizard's at like a 7.5. So like let's like take some time away from one or the other, or from Charizard, make it work.
Yeah, they gave Charizard his PM Nair, which is fucking horrifying. Ugh. I'm shittering.
The one thing I have noticed as well is they haven't really nerfed anyone. Like all the characters getting complaints, like Snake, the only thing that really got nerfed was his vulnerability when waking up from sleep. It matches other fighters now. I guess it was quicker. Aside from that, nothing to like Nikita or anything else he has. Same, like Wolf was untouched, Palutena untouched, which I think some people were kind of surprised about, waiting for things to get nerfed. But if you've noticed, things have just been kind of slowly getting buffed. Versus just like nerf this character, it's too good. Yes, hold on, let's see.
Oh, did Chris die?
Yes,
okay?
I'm back alive. But basically,
okay.
my sentiment was that they're not really hard nerfing anything. They're basically just slowly increasing everything else.
Yeah, and I do enjoy it. I didn't really think anything like super like crazy needed to be nerfed, but I'll take Ivysaur nerfs and all that other stuff. But hopefully that they'll take that same sort of awareness and caution when it comes to like looking at depending on how things go with Hero, because obviously, like we said, we're still very early on in the game. It hasn't even been a full like 2 days yet, so we'll see how things shake up. But I don't know. It's gonna be fun to see how like Nintendo tries to like go about balancing a character that is like it's Joker's wild, like no pun intended, but
We already did that episode.
fuck, you're right.
Yeah, but
And
Can we talk about how Joker and Ivy are the only two like agreeable high to top tiers that got nerfed in any way, and everyone else got off scot-free. Joker barely even got nerfed.
yeah, that's true. Like Palutena went untouched,
wait,
Pikachu went untouched.
are we counting his nerf in this patch? Because that I don't even because that's like probably one of those things where it's like you don't realize a character has like a certain animation. Basically, the nerf was that any projectile over 50% worth of damage, which is none unless it's re-reflected. If I'm correct, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're correct on that.
it can't be reflected.
I very recently won a set in tournament because of that happenstance. Because McCullough's proximity box, or however you want to call the activation, it lingers for quite a bit. So if you reflect something at the start and then something gets reflected back, you can still reflect again by the end of its activation time. And that'll just straight up kill someone. It doesn't matter what you're fighting.
So, all right,
So
that makes sense. All right, so no like double backsies basically is what they did with Arsene's counter. And aside from that, like nothing else.
Not allowed to play volleyball.
Yeah, and that's probably okay.
Yeah, they took away Arsene's counter and they gave it to Hero with the bounce ability, which is absolutely hilarious. But
so I don't know. We'll see if this character is legitimately a massive shakeup to the competitive scene. It is possible, man. The whole RNG thing, the character is riddled with it. But speaking of which, there were a couple things we missed. I guess what tournaments that didn't have much RNG. Last week was Defend the North, which was like.
Yeah, so Defend the North, I guess we can go in order of appearance because there's a lot of stuff that happened these last couple
Definitely
weeks.
not as exciting as Mario Party, but not nearly as random.
We could probably go in some rapid succession just because there's a lot of stuff to cover. But Defend the North happened. Big story coming out of that is that, well, on the Smash side of things, is that venue was hot as shit. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
That venue was real toasty.
It's like that in all the venues.
So,
yeah, like that was a rough one to start.
Well, I mean, it was like that's one of those things where it was like massive heat wave over like 30 states, I think I saw, which is a pretty big thing.
Yeah, it was it's like you said, it's like one of the hottest weekends of the year that year. And the other big story coming out of that is New Jersey's native son, and actually the only person from New Jersey to make top 8 at the tournament, Leon, getting second place, only losing to Sam Sora twice.
Yeah,
let's go, Leon.
It was pretty dominant too. I was watching that actually on my way out of town, so that was actually why I brought it up first, especially because I was like, that's one that I actually have seen. But yeah, he it was one of those tournaments. It was really well viewed, and it was really nice to see because it wasn't like it was House of 3000, which is like a stream that is so deserving of so much views, and finally got it for a tournament that basically they produced themselves for all intents and purposes, as far as like organized, streamed, kind of promoted. So it kind of showed like what viewership could be for Smash in general, because it has been increasing. So to me, like that's the stuff I look at. And then like you have like someone like Leon kind of pop off in that, which really, honestly, if you're from around here, it's no surprise. And other people aren't that surprised either, just because he has been so potent. But like, yeah, man, seeing a Bowser, especially against a Peach in grand finals, like that's canonically amazing.
Yeah. You will not kidnap me no more, sir. But yeah, it was like a super impressive performance from Leon. Like beating he beat Mars, he beat Light, he three-stocked the Buzz. I'm just saying, man. Look, listen, we're all friends here, right?
Hey. No, yeah, he was amazing, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Defend the North.
Yeah, no, we did not. I actually was saying that in one of my group chats. I'm just like, guys, we might actually have to defend the North, and everybody was like, fuck. And
this is the first year that we did not sufficiently defend the North because Samsora walked away with the gold.
I mean, it was a good hustle, like everyone was trying.
Yeah, but obviously the other big story coming out of that weekend was the gentleman from the Louisiana FGC community that I believe he passed away as a result of a seizure.
Oh my God, I read about that. That is
now was that the Heat one?
I don't know.
I heard a lot of different information,
So
honestly.
there were no details about a second death. There was a lot of rumors going around that a second individual had died, but there was no like confirmation of the case. But the first one was, yes, the gentleman had a heat-induced seizure, which had instigated a heart attack, which the family confirmed is like a hereditary thing. Like the gentleman was aware of that going into the tournament. Is something that he has to watch out for when he was traveling.
Wow.
So, definitely a shame.
That's scary, man.
Very.
Yeah, my heart goes out to the family and his friends, because that's just we're at the end of the day we all just want to play video games, and like to have your life just taken away from you like that because you're doing something that you love, it sucks.
Yeah, it's that is a bummer, and it's I hate to say it like this, but like there are risks, I guess, like when you have hot weather, and I mean that venue, I only saw pictures, was extremely crowded. You know what I mean? It's just sadly the nature of the beast in the summer.
There's a lot of people in all parts of the venue, and the air conditioning within the building really wasn't able to keep up with it. To the New Yorkers' credit, they were consistently refilling water coolers in every room, which was definitely appreciated.
Yeah, but I still couldn't bring my Starbucks upstairs.
I just wanna. I do have one question about the medals. Why did it look like they were acid washed? What happened?
What's the question?
So
the answer that I got is that the second and third place medals were given a patina finish to sort of replicate the eroded bronze of the Statue of Liberty, which, if you have seen the building anytime within the last 200 or so years, is green due to how...
Dude.
While the aesthetic is recognized, it looked horrible.
Yep.
It looks like a rock with moss, and it's hysterical.
Well, that's the thing is like that's like it's not even that deep of lore, but it's just like it's almost too creative, because it's just like even if you're from New York, you're not gonna immediately be like, oh, that's the rust. That's like, oh, I've seen that somewhere. That color combination, like that texture. Like, you're never going to think that. Also, I finally found the picture. Thank God.
I would have rather somebody, like, given me a chopped cheese or, like, a single boot as a third place medal.
It's so funny.
Just a bronze-coated Tim would have sufficed.
Absolutely.
This looks like something where it's like you go to, like, some old steel mill that's been abandoned for, like, several decades, and you just find, like, a shard of, like, old metalwork. And you're just like,
I did the exact same thing on the mic when we were presenting them. It looks so bad.
It looks dangerous.
It looks like
you're gonna get
tetanus.
Like tetanus, yeah.
I was actually just thinking that. I'm like, am I gonna have to get like a doctor's note to take this home with me or something? Like, yeah, but
by the way,
what's that?
They're sharp. Like, if you look at the Defend the North logo and like the medals that's made from the logo shape, those things are sharp.
Yeah, you might get tetanus,
you're right.
like legitimately so. It's a little disconcerting.
Yeah,
self-defense.
Yeah, DTN secretly stands for Defend the Tetanus. So
wait a second. Wait a minute. I ran the letters. Did that up.
You heard it here first, folks. But yeah, so that was a big one. Again, good stuff to Sam Sora, and great job from Leon. Obviously, like we said, breakout tournament of the season, and then something else happened that weekend. But why am I drawing a blank on what it was? What happened last week? I'm already drawing a blank on what happened.
Canada. Didn't Canada have a thing?
Wasn't there an invitational? Was that last
That's
week?
wait, was that last weekend?
Or no.
Oh, the weekend that just passed. We just had Smash Factor as well as Thunder Smash.
That's what it was. Okay, so yeah, those two things happened. Thunder Smash having its second iteration of whatever the fuck it was. I didn't know it was. I heard of the Invitational and I heard of the Arcadian. I didn't know they were both the same thing.
So I was a little confused about that myself because I saw some clips pop up, and we could talk about these clips, but we don't have to talk about it yet. And I just saw like I just looked real quick, and you just look at the tags.
Was somebody on a roll?
you could say that. You could say that. You could say several people were on a roll actually. But neither case. All I know is like I saw like MVD, and I saw like I don't know what was it, Dark Wizzy, and then I looked in the player cams, and I'm like, that's neither of these guys, and I saw it said team in front, and I was like, oh, I guess that's my bad. And then I saw Arcadian, and I was like, wait. And then I went and I saw there was an invitational, and then I was just confused.
It was definitely a confusing time to be on Smash social media for sure. Once you
like,
caught on to like the trend, like it was pretty funny. But like, can I like this might be a stupid question, but why was it called the Arcadian? Was there also an Arcadian event happening?
There was. There was an Arcadian that was. It was not. I don't know why, but it wasn't. For the record,
why
TLT,
the fuck?
Tally had won the Arcadian. For those who don't know, TLTC, he used to be part of the tournament seeding Illuminati, like one of like the really, really good tournament seeders. He's also played Palutena since the dawn of time, i.e. the beginning of Smash 4. But he won. Congrats to him. I think there's some like OD pot bonus for the Arcadian.
Of course.
But they wanted to publicize the invitational, I guess with good reason, which also had an OD pot bonus.
Money. I like it.
I remember, like, besides complaining about just, like, throwing money at an event to make it important, one thing that stood out is the fact that the Invitational, I think, was PGR ranked. Because the new rule is that Invitationals do count for PGR ranking.
Yeah, so I was actually going to bring that up. So I heard conflicting reports that, because the tournament was an 8-person, like, round-robin style bracket before they got to, like, final bracket. So I think there was like this weird like miscommunication where some people thought that the entirety of the tournament counted for the PGR being the included round robin, whereas some people were like, no, it was only the final bracket. But I think that's obviously always a fun topic of conversation, because I don't recall the last time I recall this happening was at a PAX Arena like well over a couple of years ago, where they had an invitational count for the PGR, and everybody was up in arms about it. Rightfully so. Like, I'm on the market where, like, you can't, like, because Nairo made a tweet about it where they invited him to go to the invitational, and then they retroactively made it a PGR event after he declined, because he's like, well, it's not really something I understand that you're a busy person with your tournament schedule. You can't obviously go to everything. So,
especially when you're a streamer and your living depends on, like, you being around your stream.
Yeah, I'm just not it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I just don't think it's like, I feel like it should be an all-inclusive type thing, like an all or nothing.
Well, it's
like,
so here's my concern about it, if I may interject about this in part in particular, because the money is sort of what made this important, and it makes me wonder if it's just like, hey, PGR, you're up and coming too, and we know you need sponsors. We have this event that's really good. Maybe if you could just count towards PGR, so it's a little bit more important, get some more attention, and that in itself adds a bad precedent. And I wouldn't just throw that out there, but it very clearly seems like that's what the whole tournament series is. I'm just gonna put it blank, and it seems weird. Like, I don't know what hashtag major key is, but it's in a lot of these tweets.
What do you mean? You don't know what that means? Are you a part of the Smash scene?
Listen, here we go.
Did you doubt yourself for 1 second? Like, did you think like, oh, like, shit, am I supposed to know this? Listen, like even for a split second.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is here we go again at hashtag ThunderSmash2, hashtag Super Instant replay from. All I know is I've seen some clipped SDs, and I'm very confused. I just wanted to know what was going on in a tournament, and I see a PGR event that apparently, and I thought I got this answer, a PGR event can't be at something that is an Arcadian because it has restrictions. But then there's an invitational, so then an Arcadian can be a PGR event.
It's two separate tournaments, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like, I don't get it. And so why does
you think they bought their PGR ranking? That's interesting. I didn't even think of that, honestly.
It makes sense, and I'm not even mad about it. It's just like, I didn't even think of it. Yeah, it's just like, but like, can we just call it for what it is? Because it's really confusing otherwise.
I feel like Professor Utonium right now, where like the chemical X is money. You know what I'm saying? like we had everything great was lined up there, and I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. Money is so important, man. I mean, it's definitely one big thing from Smash that we've always been missing for a long time, dude. Like, it's definitely been the #1 most wanted resource in the world.
It has.
But also for us in particular, it's been really hard to come by. So I think these guys are trying to do something big with Smash, and I think giving them a jump start, I'm down, honestly. I don't know if that's controversial, but I'm saying, like, I think it's important. And I think they're improving every tournament. Like,
No, I agree.
I don't know what, like, all the shit on social media was. Like, that was honestly pretty hilarious. Like, it got us talking about it. Like, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it was really funny.
Definitely
like,
not intentional, but like, but
I'm not trying to give them too much credit,
but
I don't
they're
think
rocking it, and that's okay too.
Dude, they made a banner of DeBuzz winning that 20 grand. Like, and it's hanging in
It's such a wholesome style. It's such a large pile of money.
Well,
yes, it's dude, it's I don't know. I like it. I think they're here to do good things. I like that.
Did anyone order Pizza Hut while they were watching this?
I forgot there was a pizza.
Because you can get. I don't know if you guys know this. Large 3-topping pizza and 20-ounce drink is $9.99.
I'm gonna be real. I haven't gone to Pizza Hut in years.
I haven't gone since they did Bookworms, where you got a free personal pan pizza for reading a book.
Ooh, that brings me back.
The list of people who went is interesting too. Like, where did this list come from? You know, not that I actually very much enjoy every player on this list, but like, why? And I guess some of them make sense. I don't know. Like, all right, let's all right. You got DeBuzz.
Here's what I was gonna. Here's what I was gonna say.
MVD, Salem, Nico, Void, Esam, Larry, and Dark Wizzy. Not that I think they're all awesome, and I had a great time watching the tournament. I really did. But like, I don't know. I think if you're gonna invite 8 people to play for a boatload of money,
does it feel like you're giving some people opportunities in a certain sense? I
like that though, which is fine. But most of these people have sponsors, if not every single one of them.
But
I was just gonna say really quick to counterpoint what you said. It's clear that like certain people were invited and they declined. Like Nairo openly said Nairo said he got invited and declined. I believe Okami came out and said that Mars got invited and he declined because obviously because Mars went to Smash Factor and Nairo, does what he does. So
he made Mars made a great choice. Let's get that one out there real quick. Well done by manager Okami.
Yes, absolutely. We'll get there in a second, but like I think obviously, like, these tournament organizers want to get like the flagship people. Like, I'm sure if they could have gotten like MK Leo, all that, everybody else.
They had Smash Factor. I guess there was a lot going on. All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
you're right.
So
right,
that's what I'm thinking.
And like I said, it's still a good list. I don't want like, wow, I'm throwing shade. Like, I think all these guys are great.
So
yeah.
Okay, I have a question. I know we're not on this part yet, but what was Larry's rank in this first season on PGR?
Not ranked.
Well, go figure. He would beat an invitational where he has a shot to beat at least one of 7 other people who are PGR ranked, other than Nico, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a total alley-oop, in my opinion. You get how many games in a round robin do you get to play against these people? Like, you're just like, you know what I mean? It's like when you hold up a kid to a basket and let them shoot like from like a foot away with a basketball because their hands are too small. Like, it's like, I don't mean it in a mean way, but it's just like,
I know what you mean. Like, you have a really good chance to get a good PGR win and almost get no bad losses.
Yeah.
It's a good deal. No, you're right.
Totally. And there's money. So best case scenario, like, you get some wins and you win money. Worst case scenario, you got some shots to play and you just got bodied. No big deal.
I also, and I actually did the has stats on this trademark.
Yes.
And everyone got at least one set win in round robin pools. Whether it was an Esam win, a Void win, a Larry win. Is that the only win that Salem got was on Larry? That really actually didn't help him out, but
amazing how that's the only useless win.
That's what I have down, but it might be worth something, and I don't really know how it works, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that a little bit later too, because that's been something to talk about. But yeah, this is definitely something interesting, and they also announced Thunder Smash 3, which is like Clash of the Pandas or something like that.
Here we go again.
Call them butter.
So I'm actually gonna say something like, so they brought out the head honcho for Panda Global, Samurai Panda. And
that's right.
Yeah, he made an announcement where I think for every for every person that signs up for the tournament, they'll ask them like who do they want to see flown out to the event, and for every like 100 people that sign up, they'll fly out that player.
So
That's
out of, or, like
great.
whoever's
So
like
okay.
leading that poll at the time. Or
I
something
have
like
to
that.
play. I have to play contrarian because I literally have to. I'm sorry.
It's your job,
It's,
yeah.
it's literally my job, and I
Let's
actually
go.
I don't mind. Okay. So now you get PGR wins based off popularity contest. So if you like X player, vote him here, and whatever. It's gonna turn to a big gotcha game to get your favorite local player some shots at PGR wins. And I don't think that's necessarily bad, but I'm saying
Well,
that.
hold on. I think this is a different format, right? No.
No,
Or
yeah,
is it's the same thing.
No, it's an open tournament. It's
Oh,
not,
it's open. It's
Wait,
open. It's open.
it's not the yeah yeah. There
See,
you go.
'cause I was confused because this is Thunder Smash 2, but this took the
Oh, that's
form
fair.
of an Arcadian and an Invitational. But Thunder Smash 1
It was
was just a tournament.
At the very least, the title was confusing. I will give you 100% totally agree with you because it was like, oh, it's an Arcadian, but also an invitation. Thunder Smash 2 Invitational is what I have it written down as in my notes, but I don't think that's what it was officially.
Was Thunder Smash 1 an Invitational, or was that just?
Thunder Smash 1 just had a very low entrant count because it had a very high venue pricing.
So will Thunder Smash 3 be an Invitational? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, guys.
No, I think this is good
know.
I think this is really good. I think this is really good feedback.
Listen,
honestly.
listen. I'm a dummy.
No,
I missed a whole week of Smash stuff. I know nothing. I gotta get
I'm
caught
not
up on
you.
this
I'm agreeing
stuff.
with you. None of us knew.
Objectively, I'm just saying.
You're definitely being a little coy, but I also agree with you.
Guys,
No,
I've been doing this for a while now. I know the answers to all these things, but I do think it's important to actually ask ourselves these things, like for real.
No,
Yeah.
but I still think that's good though. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like where I was going is that Thunder Smash, I feel like they're a company that wants to do, or whatever they are, like whatever, man. Whatever they're doing, I think they want to do good things with Smash involving money, and to me, that's all really good news. And if they're open to feedback and doing unique things and working with Panda, I think is a great thing because I think Panda's done amazing things for Smash, including being one of the frontier pioneer Jesus, I can't think sponsors of Smash players, getting ESAM very early on. That was long ago, man. And Plup not long after, like they were on the forefront of Smash sponsorships and stuff, and I think they've been doing really good stuff for Smash for a while.
No, I agree.
Obviously the PGR as well, obviously, like they're good, like they know what they're doing. So I think if you take like the drive and the cash flow behind like the Thunder Smash people and let Panda kind of guide it, I think that's going to be really good eventually. Like it takes time to build a tournament series.
You know what I look at it as? I look at it. Yeah, you're right.
I feel like they're just gonna inject money into the scene. Like they could be as much of a meme as they want to be. Like they could just keep on paying people.
Yep.
So
that's fine, and they're putting on good tournaments. Like that last tournament was great.
Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of when MVG started like coming around, and they had like two or three like really poor like PR like ruining events. Like they just couldn't get out of their own way, and then they got the recruitment help of people like Vaseth, and they got the right people in charge, people that like know Smash. So like it's been shown in the past that like MVG's now become like a source for content while also running the occasional event every now and then.
They recovered well, which is hard to do.
We're trying to talk nice about someone.
Yeah, I agree.
I couldn't catch that last part, but
yeah. So that was one event that happened this weekend, and moving right along. Also the same day, in another country, a young American boy was making waves as Mars was your Smash Factor 8 champion. So that was fun to watch.
Drop, baby.
Now, where was Smash Factor?
Mexico.
Okie doke.
Yeah, that was so. I think top 3 was it was Mars first, MKLeo second, and
Meister.
Yep,
Meister.
There were 2 Game & Watches in top 8.
And
2 solo Game & Watches.
You know what? Get your RNG out of my competitive Smash, okay? I don't want it. I don't want to see it. It's disgusting. No, but but that's cool because I don't know how many other Game & Watch mains are there aside from Gon's almost becoming one until Hero came out.
They all don't matter. It's just Meister and Reggie, and that's it.
Reggie, yeah.
For some reason, it just exists in Mexico. Mr. Game & Watch is an honorary Mexican. So.
Wait until Leo realizes.
Game & Watch in the top 32, just as a note.
Oh, true. That's right.
Like, Juddy put out one of his tournament graphics that he does for most of the Japanese tournaments.
Shout out to Juddy.
Yes.
25th place, Frito, a solo Game & Watch.
Oh, boy.
That character's
And
gross.
for what it's worth, Polytunnel only pops up 3 times in this top 32. Once in the top 8, Abadango, who played a lot of characters.
And also that guy from the Netherlands that played like 8 characters.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name? Yay or something?
Oh, yeah, Yay, who got 7.
What was I going to say? Yeah. Wait, there was only 3 Palus in top 32?
Only 3 players who had Palu under their wing. One placed 5th, one placed 5th, and the other placed 13th.
They don't get Xeno down there?
Nah,
They don't.
It's so weird. It's so weird to live in an environment where everyone is scared of Palutena, and then you leave the tri-state area, and everyone forgets that she's on the character select screen.
She's so good.
It's because the Northeast has these giant cathedrals, so religious deities like Palutena just thrives in numbers, and I guess she just doesn't have the religious following elsewhere. But yeah, this is a fun event to watch. Like the production value was kind of sketchy sometimes. Like I tried watching a couple sets, and it sounded like it was talking the commentators were talking through my microwave. But regardless, like the top 8 of the event was a lot of fun to watch. Obviously, Mars getting starting off the PGR season with a hot start. He's kind of had a couple of even for his standards, I'd say subpar performances. He got 3rd at Low Tier City, and he got 5th at Defendant North. So a little bit colder than his typical top 3, top 4 placings that he's used to getting. But looked very, very dominant all weekend. Like Has said, no sets dropped. And again, against MK Leo, who plays a character that destroys Zero Suit, and also kind of like a player-to-player thing. Like Mars definitely has his fits against Leo. Able to close things out. Very, very nice.
Well, plus MK Leo, like the #1 player in the world, probably. That's not out yet, is it? The top 10?
I think that comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's probably the case.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But.
Well, I almost wanted to segue into it earlier. I don't know what other tournaments we may or may not be missing.
That's all the big stuff at the very least.
Yeah, it's quite. Oh, the only other thing was, oh shit, Alpha 3 happened, but that's just money. That's not really pertinent to PGR.
Well, we could mention Alpha 3, because Venia won that, didn't he? And Venia is one of those players where it's just like he's obviously very good and probably PGR worthy, but like, case of the not able to travel itis, and PGR events are what they are. And that was a topic that I wanted to come into when we were talking about Thunder Smash and the potential partnership, under the radar, with PG Stats. And that had me curious what you guys think of the current system of PG Stats. I know I've seen a lot of tweets about those, some bitter, some sweet, others sentimental, if you're Swar, that is. And then just
yes.
Overall, just all kinds of opinions. And I think your guys' opinions in particular are probably good ones on this. So especially if we're going to talk about money being good for the scene and having founders come in PG, it would be important to know how this first season shook out, in your opinions.
I think making a first ranking of this game is an incredibly hard task, is how I feel about it, because people have their thoughts about how good players are, combination of actually how well they're doing in Ultimate, but also how well they did in Smash 4 in previous games and how good, they actually are. Like, people were saying, like, why isn't Leffen on this and other stuff? And, I didn't look at it, right. Like, it's just the expectations are impossible to me. I think they're doing a great job. The videos are good, obviously. They do a great job presenting the players and letting people know if they're sponsored or not, which is really, really good for the scene. So as usual, I think they're doing a damn good job. I think they were, again, pit up against essentially an impossible task. There's some rankings people heavily disagree with or heavily agree with or whatever, but once you get the first one out, now you have a basis. Now you can go back to kind of how you used to do it because now you know exactly how good a win on ESAM is. But that's the interesting part too, right? Because that's if people are viewing the foundation as, I don't think it's a lot of people, honestly. I think it's a few loud people. But if you view the foundation as kind of shaky, like looking at Zachary right now, like if you're like, oh, Zachary, that's win on the 12th best person, on the PGR last season, right? But if you disagree with that fundamentally, is it like, no, I think Zachary is like a top 5 player, like I should be getting more points for this. It
So
becomes kind of a slippery slope, but I think they did a really good job, and
I
I like what the rankings are.
It seems like there are some confusions in terms of what counts towards what, because even looking at Zach right here, so he's attended a total of 5 PGR tournaments, one in which he got 33rd, hasn't won any of them, got second, third at a B tier, and then if you could scroll up the lists, let's see. Like, I don't know, do you guys, like, and then you see, like, Gluttony has won 2 C tiers, a second place, has attended 4. Like, so what do you guys think of the overall system? I know it goes beyond just, like, your placings, and it goes off of wins and losses, but does it seem like does it seem right? Like, does it like, look right? Do you see
Well,
anything glaringly wrong?
yeah, well, that's something that's obviously like up for debate right now because the PG Stats has always kept their formula like very close to the chest, and it seems like from what I noticed is that they um it looks like they're valuing more of a consistency based thing versus just like kind of a flash, or like it's either you make a peak headline and like you like do okay at everything else, or you have like just like very consistent results. Like obviously James's results are splashed up on screens right now. He's got 7th and 9th and won a handful of C tiers, but I don't know. It's like Haz was saying, it's very, very hard to rank this game, and we're going to be dating ourselves like come tomorrow anyway because the top 10 comes out. So
May I be a very subjective regional fanboy? Because I'm pretty sure anytime I've seen like James play MVD, he just sort of washes him. And then I see kind of results like that goes beyond
I don't know if
MVD.
they played this game yet though. I don't think
I
they
thought
played a
that.
multiple
Oh, maybe
game.
they haven't. But
No.
but neither case. So it's just like you even see James like, okay, you see James wash Void, right? And Void's a top 10 player at this point. So I actually don't know what Void's attendance is. I know he's been at a ton of things, so I wouldn't really argue that per se. But I know there's other instances of that, just as like just providing the objective case of being like, hey, my regional guy does this and is really good and has these results. How come?
Yeah, it's a very slippery slope, but we shall see how everything stacks out. And just like on a more positive note, like I'm incredibly proud of James. Like was the OG great success story coming out of Tri-State when he had that Midwest Mayhem performance forever ago, and he's just kind of been such a great example and a fantastic player to watch, as well as like on top of being a great friend and everything. So I'm incredibly happy for him, a top 20 player in the world, a top 10 player in my heart, and obviously Wishes just missing out in the top 20. Leon's a top 40 player. Gons is a top 50 player. So, we are
all New Jersey.
New Jersey's definitely
by
very strong. And I do. And at the time of this recording, because we don't know exactly what order, but 2 New Englanders in the top 10.
Yeah.
So
This is very applicable, right? So this is within our regions now. So what does it do to the events that happen around here with the monthlies and everything to have these guys going regularly?
Great.
Our tournaments are going to be bangers.
I'm saying.
Simply put.
Absolutely.
Like, the effect that the PGR had in Southern California during, like, the high life of Smash 4 is the boon that our tournament organizers are going to be seeing during version 2. Where, because everyone's going to want to headhunt everybody, and everyone else wants a slice of the pie, attendance is going to stay consistently at a good level or rise. Like, either or is fine. And we're just going to pump out C tiers with minimal effort.
I mean, I think we've already been doing that. I think the big controversy, it's not controversy at all. I think the big exclamation I've seen, rather, is that there hasn't been an A or even really B. Definitely had no S's, no A's, and barely any B tiers in this area that has produced top 10, top 20 players. Like,
we haven't had a B tier in the Northeast yet.
No, we haven't. We have not had a B tier yet in the Northeast.
We've just barely missed it with Collision. Although for certain
8 people,
yeah, literally 8 entrants.
Oh yeah,
that was it.
I forgot about that. Heartbreaker.
But Shine is most certainly going to be the first one to break it, and then really anything past that, I could see getting glowing reviews. Like if House tries to hold a Xeno Saga, I could see it randomly popping to a C tier. If RJ decides to run something, I could see that becoming a B tier with a little bit less effort than prior, as they lower the requirement to be a B tier within V2.
Yeah, that's actually something that like they announced before the process. So they made it so that C tiers and B tiers are still like entrance based in order to obtain them. But if you want to reach the A and S tier thresholds, that's where the PGR implications come in, I believe.
So
I'm very surprised that they didn't say anything regarding the value of DQs in brackets, because I was almost certain that was going to have some sort of impact moving forward.
I wonder if they'll do it after. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
If we get another
That's a good point.
like
Yeah.
Momocon or SNS, then I could see someone saying something like someone loud saying something. Because if I remember correctly, someone had mentioned that Momocon of this year, the amount of DQs is the difference between it being an S and an A, or that was the case for SNS, one of those. And like if that happens again, considering like the value of being on the PGR and what that does for some regions, I would expect pressure to be put on Panda Global.
No, I agree.
did they
I don't know.
did they just say what determines PGR worthy or what level events there would be moving forward? Because I know that had to have changed because it's just been based off of attendance for season 1, obviously.
I don't know if
Yeah,
they had.
no,
They
that's
did?
that's what I was just talking about, right? Like how
Yeah,
they
but like
If it's
specifically,
then
Like
player
what the numbers are, yeah.
yes, that's what I'm wondering.
the numbers I don't know. I think C tier is still like 200 entries or something like that.
But like, so does the because I remember back in the day, or at least for Smash 4 and probably the other games that they make the rankings for, you would need to have a certain amount of PGR players plus an attendance number. So that's what I was wondering, like if there's like that scale is out yet.
Right, I don't know if that's out yet. They made an article about it like a couple weeks ago, so I don't recall if they
I
mentioned
believe
that.
Sora mentioned that any tournaments that have happened in V2 are going to have their ranks like retroactively boosted by
Yes.
whatever PGRs are put in.
Yep.
Is that a Sora?
That makes sense.
Yeah, I read that as well because we're not sure what rank Smash Factor is yet. Which so they need to go through all the rankings before they retroactively grade the tournaments, right? Like that just makes
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So we shall see. Like it could be a much stronger start for Mars this season than we originally thought. But yeah, so the players left in the top 10, I believe, in no order. It's Nairo, Leo, Tweak, Mars, Light, Shuton, who am I forgetting?
Buzz.
The Buzz.
To Buzz.
Who else am I drawing blanks on?
There's a list.
Well, there's the magic spot that belongs to Ally. No one has confirmed or denied if Ally is going.
So I think what they did is just shifted everyone up. That's I think like he's going what I had heard at one point, like around CEO or like shortly after CEO, was the stats from Ally, obviously like wins and losses against him count, but they're not gonna like, broadcast them, and they're also he's not gonna be on it. So if he was like, I don't know, 5th, you just move everyone who is 6th and worse up one slot and then add a new person onto the PGR. That's all.
I think
that's like
Sorry, you're just finishing your exam.
that's no, you're fine, man. That's just my understanding, or that's what I had read at one point,
Right.
and so
I
I
think
haven't heard anything.
I think they're either gonna do that or they're gonna just like omit the spot and just like skip him in line or something like that.
We'll go from 8 to 6 suddenly or whatever.
I hope
Yeah,
that's not the
like,
solution.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think it's the best course of action, but that's actually exactly what I expected. Because there's a lot of players that are on the 20th to 11th rankings that I would have expected to be somewhere in the top 10.
That's fair.
Like,
yeah,
That's a good point.
Is it
Cosmos being 11 is kind of crazy.
is it an
yeah,
unpopular
I'm shocked that Cosmos is 11.
is it an unpopular opinion to think that Ally should still be on it for statistic reasons?
I wouldn't say it's unpopular because I've seen a lot of people like make the argument, but it's definitely a hotly contested factor. Because like,
Yeah.
if he's exiled from tournaments, then like a value of his win or loss is obviously a moot point. And being as the PGR is one of our methods as a community to put our players on a pedestal for the hopes of them getting sponsored and making something playing this game competitively, having a voided spot is kind of a disservice to everyone else that's on this list.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what it's about too. That's a good point. And I agree is that it's not just about one player on the PGR, it's about the whole community, right? So I think if someone isn't allowed at tournaments and isn't allowed to compete and is banned from tournaments, they also shouldn't be included in the PGR. It's like Pete Rose, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you still won the World Series, like, you know, you did all those things, but we're not going to recognize you and we're not going to respect that. Like, they can't, you know, delete history or whatever, but omitting him from the PGR's it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be on the PGR. It's a privilege to be able to attend tournaments and be in there, and it's a spot of honor, and it's their choice. If they go, he was fifth, we're just gonna say, you know what, whoever was sixth before, you're moving up one slot. Whoever was, you know, seventh, you're moving up, and you just go down the list, and you give someone who is still a valued member of the community a spot on the list on Area 51, and move someone who was on Area 51 up to 50, and then you just go from there.
Well, but
So
I feel like that very particular instance is the slippery slope, because then who in the Area 51 would get buffed up? Like,
They got
obviously
that
us in
first.
the area would want like Jen moved up, but would
Right,
Jen value for like Chag or
I don't know. They have to make decisions. Like, there's people who made Area 51 and who didn't without this circumstance, so they have to be able to do that anyway. I'm sure they have rankings for players like 1 to 250 or whatever. Like, they could roughly figure that out. So I don't know, but I think that's like the solution, though. I think.
yeah, we'll find out what happens tomorrow.
Well,
but
what happens with real sports, right? So if you get caught using PEDs and they prove that after you have records and stuff, you know, I mean, do they get rid of your records?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
something
Pete Rose,
too.
same thing. Pete Rose got caught cheating or gambling, in baseball, so they just
Yes.
don't recognize him. Like, that's the deal. Like, he's
I
smart.
see.
Yeah.
I see this sort of thing happen a lot in college sports, where like, you know, a team or an athlete will get like busted for like some sort of violation of the NCAA rules. So like, I look at the like Reggie Bush was a running back, an NFL running back. He went to high school.
UFC.
Yeah, UFC's Central
Sorry,
Florida.
I'm eating an ice cream sandwich. University of Southern California. Yes.
Yeah, there we
Matt
go.
Leinart was the quarterback. He's left-handed. There you go.
I'm joking. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, so he won the Heisman Trophy back in 2005, and then it came out like years later that he committed some sort of violation of NCAA rules. So instead of just like giving the trophy to someone else, the 2005 Heisman Trophy just doesn't exist anymore. Like that person just is erased from history. So they do it in real sports all the time, and like I don't see why they couldn't do it in Smash. Like acknowledge,
Fair enough.
acknowledge what happened. Like acknowledge that the results are there, because obviously they calculated the wins on him, but just like you don't have to associate him with the game. But we'll all find out tomorrow. Like I think
I just realized, because me personally, I haven't watched any of the videos that go along with them. I've only been able to check like the Red Bull articles. During the videos, when they mention like notable wins and losses, has Ally appeared under anyone?
No, so I'm actually really glad you brought that up, because this was brought up during Leon's. Biddy made a really good tweet about it when Leon's post was made, because they said that he went 3-6 against like the top 50, and they only listed like 5 players there in his losses, and he lost to Ally at Smash and Splash. So.
All right.
What do
So.
you think?
So there is at least evidence that we might just see a null space within the top 10, and that sort of answers our question.
Yeah. I mean, I think PG Dom made a tweet at some point. I think he was in like a reply thread to somebody, and in the context he was just like, regardless of what we did, we couldn't win, which it's it happens. So like,
oh yeah, there's no way there's an easy solution to this. Like that's just the nature of it.
So we shall. We'll find out what happens tomorrow. I personally think Shuton should be number 1 just because he dive kicked off the Pikmin. That's just me.
I actually remember that clip pretty distinctly.
I think Has said he was gonna get that as a back tattoo at some point.
Just in sequence.
Which thing?
The Shuton dive kicking off the Pikmin.
Yeah, that's my next full back tattoo.
Just draw it into a runestone. Have a boulder chilling in your like living room.
The first full back tattoo is Ken is cool, or Ken good guy.
Ken good man.
Or good man, that's it.
Get my lines right, would you? I only say 2 things.
That and no.
No. Yes,
Yeah.
I say yes sometimes too.
That's true.
Yeah, so we'll see how everything stacks out. But congrats to everybody that's made the top 50 so far. Like we said earlier, this has been like the first ranking for anything is like super hard. Like if you look at the first PGR for like Smash 4 in general, like you'll look at some of those names and you'll be like, yeah, like they counted tournaments from like 2 years prior in their rankings, and so obviously the first ranking's hard, but once you got a formula and a benchmark to start at, it's going to make everything a lot easier. So congrats to everybody, and yeah, that's we'll see how the top 10 shakes out just in time for two of the biggest tournaments of the summer popping up. You could actually probably look at what the you can probably cheat and look at what the top 10 rankings are just by looking at the top 10 Evo seeds. Fun fact.
As a quick aside, the first instance of an unranked player beating a highly ranked New England player with RNG from Hero has already happened.
Oh
really?
It was
What
I just retweeted the clip, but it's Craftus. If you guys know him, he's ranked.
Oh no!
Yeah, I just retweeted it. So he gets thwacked. Is that the term? At 66
I'm
and
watching it
dies.
now.
I'll get on this one.
Localization in action is
Look-
amazing.
Look where it hits him too. Like that's ridiculous. It's not even close.
Oh no!
And I am extra disappointed because that is, or no, he's not unranked. I'm an idiot. That's
Yeah,
808.
that's 808. Isn't he ranked?
808. He's ranked in
That's
New England actually.
Yeah, that's the Rhode Island K rule. I guess turned
King
hero.
K rule. You're right. Sorry, someone else wrote that there was another big upset. I don't know. This isn't what they're talking about, but yeah, he was.
I know what happened at Zeno. Kamina, probably known as the loudest man out of Philadelphia. He went to the Zeno tonight with the rest of the Philly crew. He got heroed. I expect it to happen plenty
I'm so
more in the future.
scared. This
Yeah.
is I never understood why people said like because I liked all three of them, Cloud, Ryu, and Bayo. I loved all three of those characters in Smash 4, but everyone's like, I hate these characters, they're so ridiculous. And I'm like, I don't get it. But now I get it. I'm on the other side of the fence. I'm like, this sucks. Like we're all having fun, we're all kind of getting along, like there's nothing really stupid, like no crazy top tier, no like character that's really, really stupid, and well, here we are.
Yeah, I feel like people would like be quicker to talk to you if you said that you like voted red in the last election than if you said that you main hero like now.
Dude,
Am I wrong in saying that?
No, sorry, I was-
fighting South and Platinum has prepared me for this.
Yeah, man. Like that's a that's something. And due to unlike the contrary belief, Teddy is not RNG from Persona 4 Arena. Thank you.
I love Teddy.
Put some respect to my man's
He has
name.
a set rotation of his nonsense.
Yeah,
That's what it should be.
It should be, but Sakurai loves Dragon Quest. Banjo better like self-destruct or something like that. Banjo better have like an
If I have
infinite.
time for a washing machine and dunk on someone, then I will be disappointed. Just straight up.
It's so interesting how characters, like, especially you saw it in the last game, like, create like storylines for other characters, right? Like a character comes out and they're really polarizing and good, like kind of like Hero. So it's like the storyline right now for Banjo's next. So like hopefully Banjo beats the hell out of Hero. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
kind of like I hope this happens and like characters and players get built up that way. I can't believe that he just got thwacked, by the way. Yes.
I can't. I still can't believe he got thwacked. So
I'm
yeah.
just thinking about all of the people who are mad about like Peach's RNG turnips, and now it's just like you have someone who could get a super mushroom or like kill himself all within the press of a button.
That's the thing. Like with Peach, you can get like
a beam sword anymore. They should be thankful.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
With Peach, like yeah, like obviously Stitch is like pretty crazy. There's a couple of different turnips, but like I think for the most part, like you can kind of rely on a certain number of like the high end or like really really good tournaments being pulled, right? Like you kind of mentally prepare. Like I'll probably see a Stitch or two, or maybe a Bob-omb. Like I got to be ready for those things, but that's about it. With Hero, it's literally like everything he does, like between smashes, between down B, between oh man, like it's just there's so much. Like there's just so
Focus is 3 levels of random.
it's dude.
It's literally, you gotta get the spell, and then you gotta hope that the spell gives you something that you could use.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Focus has a chance of rolling any of the other spells that he has on top of its own effects.
Yep.
I was
It's just the worst move that has ever existed in Smash. Like it's just, I mean, it's really fun. It's really fun, but competitively, we can all easily agree this is the worst design character.
All I'm gonna say is Gimmer says he should be banned, and Gimmer is my go-to because he knows the most about Smash tournaments. So
yes, he does.
And he always wins. So if he's concerned about not winning due to RNG, then I think we should all be a little concerned.
Yeah, he's just jealous, right? I think that's what Frank was getting at. But he's just getting out RNG, and I think the jealousy is showing a little bit.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you brought that up, Chris, because that's something I wanted to say is that obviously like we brought up that SmashCon and Evo are coming up. So Hero was not legal at Evo, but he will be at SmashCon. So I would personally not like to. I would like to see like SmashCon not do that, just because I feel like that's too big of a stress test and like too much shit can go wrong.
It worked for Swiss Pools. I mean it. Oh.
That's,
you want to start that one again?
That was actually a great tweet that I saw earlier today, where like somebody was just like, "Is Hero going to be legal for the remainder of Splash?" I thought that was really
actually
funny.
pretty genius.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it's a little bit too.
What a callback, by the way. Like, what the hell? Why are you roasting Smash and Splash like 5 months after the fact?
I mean, dude, people are still roasting K-Tars like years after the fact.
K-Tar kind of deserved it.
That's deserved though.
Yeah, you're right.
I like forgot like Smash and Splash. I don't know. Like I don't know, man. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's gonna be fun. I still think it's a little bit too early to tell because Hero does have like counterplay and like there's aspects about the character that like aren't great, like we talked about, but it's just like that sheer like god mode factor. It's like entering a cheat code in GTA and like suddenly you're driving up the wall instead of a tank. So like that's the scary part for me. So you know we'll see how the stress tests go. Like if there's a if the trial period proves to be too chaotic, then I hope some self-policing will happen. But I'm considering the fact that we played with Bayonetta for almost 2 years.
I was gonna say it's not gonna happen. You know what'll happen? This is what'll happen. New Jersey will ban him if it's that bad, and then in Smash Ultimate 2, then when New Jersey's the best again, everyone will forget that it ever happened.
Dude, I don't know. So I think I agree. Like I think like the chances of a character getting banned in singles is really rare. But let's like we've grown a little bit because we did ban Cloud in doubles. So I think that was like a good step. Like if but that's hard because with Cloud in doubles there was factual information that backed like not having Cloud is detrimental to your team no matter what. Like every other combination.
It's the same thing as Meta Knight in Brawl doubles or Pikachu in 64 doubles. Like the character's just like winning method.
Yep. Exactly. So it's like, yeah. So I think it's possible, but the problem is the way we got to the path we went down to get rid of Cloud was to like someone, I don't know why, like what vendetta they have against Cloud. Was it Sephiroth who posted like this like almanac about like Cloud stats of like this is unacceptable. We need to get rid of Cloud. Like
Barnard's Loop at his like 14-page analysis of Smash 4 teams and how Cloud ruined it all.
Yep.
Jeez, yeah. It's just a shame that, like, in order, like you said, to get to the path we have to get to, like, we're gonna have to break some eggs along the way, and hopefully some of those are Yoshi eggs, because fuck Yoshi.
Well, a Sonic egg got roasted today, so it's okay with that.
Yoshi.
Whatever. I hate Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic sucks.
Yeah, whatever.
He does.
I don't. Yeah, you're right. I know.
Yes.
I'm just. No. Yes. But anyway, so before we close things out, we'll see. I would like to see the patch legal at SmashCon. I don't want to see Hero legal. Like, I just think it's too soon, and like that's too big of an egg to crack, especially for an event that like counts as big as it's gonna count. Like SmashCon's fucking huge, which leads me to my next talking point is that we're all gonna be at Super SmashCon this year
Nice.
in some capacity. We cannot. I'm not gonna.
Hero.
Yeah, we will. We are indeed gonna be out there. So as we wrap up this podcast, what's everybody looking forward to the most about Super SmashCon that you can talk about? Cough, cough.
I'm trying to be ignorant.
You know what I'm looking for?
Oh God.
I'm getting that shmoney.
Oh,
What?
word?
No,
Can you specify?
yeah, so no, I'm
Are
actually.
you on a roll?
Yeah, yeah.
We better
Get me
Hey,
some.
dude.
You know, all I'm gonna say, bro, is get me some butter. No, so, actually, or maybe I should say kerchow or whatever that other thing they said was.
Oh, okay. Thwack.
But yeah, that one. No, basically, I will be working with both House and Gen Game, and VG themselves to run. Or no, I think there's one more. I think there's 5. No, I think VG's doing 2. So there's first of all, there's 5 VG Bootcamp streams all happening, and I get to run one of them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's like a
surprise.
yeah. So that's good stuff, and I'm pretty excited for that. And that is actually a gig that is almost makes this almost like a living. So that's just exciting progress for me. So that's what I'm looking forward to at SmashCon.
I'm looking forward to hanging out with my buddies, buying some stuff that I don't need, and hanging out with Haz all weekend. So
Yeah, man. I survived Thunder Smash Tuesday. Hashtag Super Smash Bros. Ultimate instant replay from Thunder Gaming. Hashtag Thunder Gaming. Hashtag Esports Center! Exclamation mark.
Fly me out.
That's it. That's Call me Butter. I found it. Call me Butter because I'm on a roll.
Yeah, dude.
Summer is here, but I'm still getting hashtag schooled at Thunder. I'm not lying.
That's my favorite. That was my favorite.
Stick a
bad.
fork in me because I'm done. All caps! Exclamation mark.
Let's see. Here we go again. Here we go. I'm just gonna go down the list and read them.
I came.
go
I
again.
conquered. I conquered at Thunder Smash Tuesday.
I need a soundbite of Haz just saying "I came" and that's it.
I came.
I mean, it's very easy to pull from this very podcast, so that's cool.
Hashtag Major Key Alert.
Which one?
And the check is out the door.
Healer.
Major?
Here
Oh,
we go
Major
again.
Key Alert. I'm
Summer
gonna open the
here.
hashtag. I don't know.
Yeah, what I got it. You know what? Let's solve this once and for all. I didn't.
Well,
even,
don't
I
do
didn't-
that. Actually, don't click on that on your stream there, pal.
but-
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Yeah,
All right, hold on,
already
all right, hold
looking
on,
at a
hold
couple.
on.
Not safe for work.
All right, I took... Oh no.
Oh,
Why?
Yeah.
Why? This is
I don't
so weird.
There's only one where it was like, all right, that's not cool.
I don't know. There's a
Yeah.
couple.
Major Key, it's not a Smash thing. Well, it is now, I guess.
Yeah, but
I
why?
don't think it should.
I'm just okay. I'm genuinely confused. We don't have to go on.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say.
Yeah,
Just look
but
up
I was-
Major Key on Twitter, and you'll also be confused. Hashtag Major Key.
yeah. So we'll do the pluggings of the social medias. So you can follow me on Twitter at Koopa NJ. Like I said, I'm gonna be at Super Smash Con in a couple weeks. I'm gonna be vlogging at Super Smash Con. That's a creative decision I decided to make. So if you guys feel comfortable being on a video camera, don't look at me. Okay. And so my favorite spell right now from Hero, by the way, is kerfuffle. Don't know. how
Wait,
you
I
guys...
thought it was Hatchet Man.
No, now it's kerfuffle. I'm making.
You're flip flopping.
Well,
we
what can I
were
say?
we were supposed to do that. I was supposed to give you like random terms. It's all right. We'll save it for it's okay. All right, I got one. All right, so Kachow, Major Key. All right, that's
Major Key, that's a Pac-Man spell. Got him.
Oh
Yo,
my god!
All right,
Hey.
you got it. Yeah.
Nailed it. I don't have a favorite hero spell. Oh, actually, I like Kaswoosh. That's actually my favorite.
That's the funny one.
I
Just
love
whoosh.
that Kaswoosh, yeah.
Whoosh.
Hocus
That's gonna be so
pocus.
fun. Where'd you get
Hocus
those?
pocus.
Kamikaze. Major Key. All right. Yeah. So you could follow me at CSantoZX. I'm gonna be getting into some other stuff pretty soon, boys. So that'll be pretty fun. kind of planning out how I'm gonna do that. But in either case, you can mostly find me retweeting a bunch of stuff, Smash and New Jersey Smash related in the meantime. But more importantly, our two guests, who wants to go first, fellas? Frank on the radio, calling from New York.
If you want to hear me sometimes in better audio quality, just follow me at Hangman XII. Typically around the New York Smash streams, but I'm going to be around a lot of places this summer and hopefully in the fall. So follow me for that.
Yes.
We hope so. Thank you, Frank and Nikar. Big fan as always.
Big fan of everyone in the call. That's not in the call.
All right, and last but not least, Mr. Hazardous Matthew.
Yeah, Twitter is at Hazmat Rules. Twitch is also at Hazmat Rules, so that's cool. Haven't streamed in about 2 months, so definitely give me a follow.
Don't forget subscribe.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, no, thanks guys again for having me. Always have a blast.
Anytime, man. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. We should all get dinner. I think we should do that.
Hey, man.
I will be getting dinner, so if we make that a thing, it can happen.
You too can have dinner with Hazmat. Just kidding. Don't show up where we're eating. That'd be kind of weird if we don't know you.
I'll be at the McDonald's across the street. What's the other place? Is it? I don't know.
Chick-fil-A?
Anyway. Is it a Chick-fil-A? I was like,
Yeah.
there's like another good fast food place.
Shout out to Willard's Barbecue. Can't wait to see you again.
Dude, I'm excited to see any of these
Wherever you
places,
are.
man. Yeah, wherever. He's listening. He's like, hey, that's me. That'd be amazing. Yeah. Well, hopefully we made his day, but I'm sure that didn't happen. But
Yeah,
you
did.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, anyway. Yeah. We'll catch you guys next week. I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
Evo.
Oh yeah, right. We'll be talking about Evo.
Oh my God, it's Evo weekend! Holy.
Yeah.
Ain't that the wildest?
I'm excited, man. I love Evo so much.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to watch. We'll probably talk in depth about what happened there next week. So
I hope so. All right.
Thanks,
guys. Talk to you later.
Kaswoosh.
Bye.